Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog, and just fair warning, okay? This episode's gonna seem like a Quenton Jackson glazing session, okay? Because Quenton Jackson played out of his fucking mind last night. And it's crazy because Fauci and I both look at Quenton Jackson and see a fucking dog. Like, the dude is a baller, okay? And not just because he played well against Golden State. I mean, like, I've always held this opinion of Quenton Jackson. And I even said it, like, a year or so ago. I've been saying it for about a year now that, like, Quenton Jackson is a really, really solid third-string point guard. Which is why I didn't understand why we were, like, fucking around with the DeLon Wrights of the world and Cameron Payne, and now we have Ray J. Dennis. We went out and signed Mac McClung, even though, like, I understand why we signed Mac McClung because Quenton Jackson got injured, but, like, at the same time, I was just like, why was Quenton Jackson not a long-term dude to start with? You know, like, our point guard position should be Tyrese Halliburton, TJ McConnell, and Quenton Jackson. Like, that's where I'm at. Quenton Jackson is good enough where, like, I don't think there's any reason for him to not be signed to a long-term deal. Just because the dude hustles, he can dunk, he can shoot threes, you know, he at least, at the very least, tries on defense. Like, he's kind of like, I don't know, like he's a decent all-around player for a point guard. And against the Golden State Warriors last night, this dude had a double-double. He had 25 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, shot 10 of 16 from the floor, 3 of 4 from 3, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. He had 3 steals and 0 turnovers in 31 minutes. He did have 3 personal fouls, but, you know, that's not the end of the world. Pascal Siakam had 27 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, did shoot 12 of 23 from the field, so decent field goal percentage from the field. Didn't shoot well from 3. He did have 2 steals and 1 block, 3 turnovers, and 5 fouls, which is, you know, that's not good, but you'll take what you can get from Pascal Siakam because you need him to win. And Aaron Nesmith had a career night. Aaron Nesmith had 31 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, shot 10 of 19 from the field, and 5 of 11 from 3, made all of his free throws, shot 6 of 6 from the free throw line, and only had 1 turnover and 2 personal fouls. Qjax gave us some good minutes, 10 points, 8 rebounds. Jarris Walker didn't shoot well from 3. He didn't make a single three-pointer. Didn't shoot well from the field either, 2 of 9. Ray J. Dennis was 1 of 7. But Jarris Walker did give us 6 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists, so kind of had himself like a Draymond Green level game. Tony Bradley gave us 5 and 6, which isn't too bad. Furphy came back. He got 22 minutes, scored 5 points at 3 rebounds. Honestly, man, like, this was a good win. This was a solid win for the Pacers, being that, you know, they started off 0-5. Now they're 1-5. Tomorrow night we play Milwaukee. Milwaukee, Giannis is a game-time decision. I'm assuming he's going to play because it's Indiana, and there's a rivalry there now. This game is going to be played at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and Miles Turner will be making his return to Indy, which reminds me, I might go vote for the next person to fuck up New York even worse on my lunch break. Instead of going after work, just because this game starts at 7. So, I mean, I could still go after work and still vote for the next person to fuck up New York, but it's just, okay, never mind. It's just the idea. I definitely plan to watch that game tomorrow night. I did watch the Golden State game. Aaron Nesmith had 18 points at the half. I mean, the dude was playing out of his fucking mind. But last night against Golden State, like, the quality of shots was so much better. I feel like that has a lot to do with Quenton Jackson being back, just hitting guys in their spots, right? Just the shot selection in general was so much better last night. They were taking open shots. Nothing was super contested. They weren't forcing anything. So last night was a good showing, you know, and especially you get a win against a full, healthy Golden State Warriors team. At least gives us a little bit of hope. You know what I'm saying? Now we are playing the Bucks tomorrow night, but you know, you can let Giannis kill you. but you simply cannot let everybody else kill you. That's basically, and Kevin Porter Jr. is out for that game too. He's already listed as out. So it's very possible that we could pick up a win against Milwaukee, and then after that we're playing the Brooklyn Nets, which is also a very winnable game. So if we could come out of this 3-5 and get TJ McConnell back in like a week or so, because he is only projected to be out for like another week and a half, that would be a very big deal. Ben Mathurin is week to week, so if we could get TJ McConnell back, and Ben Mathurin, get him back in another 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, that would be a very big deal. But right now, the thing I'm looking most forward to is TJ McConnell coming back, because TJ McConnell adds a different type of element to this team where like he constantly pushes the pace, he hits guys in their spots, he's just a pest around the basket. Teams hate playing against him. So that's mainly what I'm looking for. Honestly, man, back to the Quenton Jackson thing. It's pretty crazy because if you go look at the Setting the Pace podcast like a year ago, Tony East, or not Setting the Pace podcast, Locked On Pacers. I actually did an episode of Locked On Pacers with Tony East, I think a year ago now. And Tony had a question where it was like, who was most impressive to you in preseason? I think that was the question. Or it was like, summer league or training camp. I'm pretty positive it was preseason, though. And I told him Quenton Jackson. If you go look that episode up, I was like Quenton Jackson. And it's funny because like now it's like everybody's kind of starting to realize like how good Quenton Jackson is. It's not often you find guys in the NBA where, they go out and just leave it all on the floor. Like for example, guys like James Harden, right? James Harden goes out there, does what he has to do, but he's kind of just going through the motions, right? Especially if he's playing for a team he no longer wants to be on. He's quitting on his teammates. He's going through the motions. He's playing like shit, trying to force his way out. Quenton Jackson's not that type of dude. Quenton Jackson hustles, okay? He shows up on defense, or at the very least, he tries on defense. He had 3 steals in this game against Golden State. He can dunk. He can shoot. I think he has a really, really high IQ for the game. Like, Quenton Jackson's a guy that I look at and I'm like, I don't understand why we're fucking with all these other point guards. I don't understand why Cameron Payne was even a thought. I don't understand why DeLon Wright was even a thought. Maybe for the veteran presence, like maybe you want that veteran presence back in your locker room because James Johnson is not on the roster this year. Maybe that's why they wanted DeLon Wright and Cameron Payne, but I'm just like, bro, like Qjax is a fucking baller, and for whatever reason, they just won't sign him to a long-term deal. I have a feeling that, well, I can't even say that because they signed Mac McClung to a big deal, or a 2-year deal, but I don't even, like, I understand that, but at the same time, I was like, why was the Mac McClung thing a multi-year deal? Like, why was he the permanent pickup, but Quenton Jackson wasn't, even though I think Quenton Jackson has a little bit more to offer long-term than Mac McClung does, but I don't know. You know what? Mac McClung is still a decent player. 3-time slam dunk champion. He was the G League MVP multiple times, I believe, if I'm correct. I do know he was G League MVP, but I think he won it multiple years too. So he's obviously an NBA player. But it's just the idea. I don't understand why the front office won't choose Quenton Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I'm at, because I think he definitely deserves a permanent spot on the roster. But then now you have Quenton Jackson, you have Mac McClung, you have Ray J. Dennis, Cam Jones, right? Like, we have Andrew Nembhard, who's playing point at the moment, which honestly, now that Quenton Jackson is back, you could probably run Andrew Nembhard at his natural position if you really wanted to, of the, not his natural position, but the position he's been playing, the 2 guard. And I honestly, like, I'm not a huge fan of Andrew Nembhard running point. I'm just not. maybe if another team, if we ended up trading Andrew Nembhard to another team and they wanted him to run point guard, fine, you do that. But so long as he plays for Indiana, I'm not so sure how much I love the idea of Andrew Nembhard playing point. I just don't. I just feel like, yeah, the experience could help him out. I just feel like it's not a good fit. That's my biggest issue with it. He's not a great shooter. I just don't think Andrew Nembhard's a great shooter. He has a tendency to turn the ball over a lot. So, my gripes with Andrew Nembhard are there, but I don't hate him. I don't hate him at point guard, but I don't love it either, So, I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, we play Milwaukee tomorrow, and then after that, we play the Brooklyn Nets. And so if we could end up 3-5 and kind of get this ship, steered right again, and then have TJ McConnell come back, things should be looking better. And hopefully we get Ben Mathurin back sooner rather than later. It sucks that everybody on our team's getting injured because Obi Toppin got injured. TJ McConnell got injured. Ben Mathurin got injured. Andrew Nembhard's got a shoulder issue. It's a fucking nightmare. So I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm pretty optimistic just because Pascal Siakam usually plays well against Giannis too. Whenever we play the Bucks, Pascal Siakam usually does his thing. I don't know if that's a personal thing they got going on, but I do expect Miles to get fucking booed tomorrow when they announce the starting lineups in Indy tomorrow. I guarantee the boos are going to rain down from the rafters like you have never heard in your life, okay? Maybe even worse than the whole Paul George thing. I don't know, but it's just the idea. Miles will be back. Giannis is a game-time decision. Kevin Porter Jr. is already out. They no longer have Damian Lillard, so it's a winnable game. Playing against Milwaukee, it is a winnable game so long as, you let Giannis, if you want to let Giannis kill you, okay, fine, let Giannis kill you, but don't let anybody else kill you, and I think the Pacers can do that. We've beaten them in the playoffs multiple times, so I'm optimistic about this. You know what I'm saying? I think we can beat Milwaukee, and if we can beat Milwaukee, I love our chances to beat the Nets as our next matchup. So tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.